Hey everyone, welcome to Stonewall Collective. My name is Max and today we're going to review a Mars V2 Trigger for your AK. Before we go forward, I have to thank a couple of people. First of all, thank you to Richard who provided his Zastava M70 AK for us to test this trigger. And of course, the big thank you is to Mars Triggers who do support small creators like me, and they sent me this for free. And I did buy the V1 from them. I met them on Kalash Bash and they are amazing people and they're providing great quality work, building their own little company, making the AK guys have a option to shoot FRT on their AKs. Let's see what's inside the box. The price of the package as is about $300. Inside, you get a fun sticker from Mars, making 4 seconds sounds cool. Then you get a little koozie for your drinks. And of course, the biggest thing that you should understand when buying this trigger, it's not a drop-in, hey, I'm just gonna throw it in my gun and it's gonna work. This is a kit that you need to tune to your AK. So you get a trigger like this, it's spring-loaded, so that's the first difference from V1. Then Mars went away from the rod that they used in the V1, and now you have this metal almost like a shelf where your carrier is now rides and pushes this back and forth. You get a safety pin that connects to your safety. We're gonna go and show you that when we do an installation. And you get the retainer plane. All right, and that's really what you get inside of this box. Now, a couple of things that you need to pay attention to. We already have a Mars trigger installed in this Zastava, and I wanna show you things that you need to look at before you're buying or choosing if you're going to go with V2 or V1. The biggest difference is inside of your AK, look at the bottom part of your trunnion. If you have a metal sides here that hold your stock, V2 will not fit your AK and you'll have to do a lot of modification, cutting that entire part out. I'm going to show it on my other rifle for you in a second. If you have empty space right here, like this Zastava have, you can go ahead and be certain that V2 will fit your gun. Now, even if it fits, you still have to tune it. And what I mean by tuning is you might need to file surfaces of the trigger or even the surfaces of your hammer to make sure that your carrier goes back and forth smoothly, not having a lot of drag, slowing your carrier down. And it doesn't take too much time. When I got the prototype, it took me maybe 15 minutes with a file, sit there and slowly shave off some material, put it in, try it. If it's smooth, if it's not dragging, you're good to go. Go to the range and test fire your AK. If you're trying to mash it together and it's not fitting, do not break it. Take it out, file it off, look where you have little marks on the metal where it's touching and not letting it go. File it and good to go. I really have to stress this out. It's a kit. And if you are working with AKs, you already know that it doesn't always fit. Every AK is different. If you got a American AK, Polish AK, even same AKs will have just a little different specs. So take your time, make it work, sit at the file and file it off. Don't overdo it. Don't use a Dremel. All right, let's go and review the V1 and what you need to pay attention to. So, for example, on this Saiga that I have a V1 that I bought myself, and I still use it and I still enjoy it. It's a still great trigger that you can purchase, but you probably will have a little bit more customization that you have to do to your gun. So as you can see, the backside of my trunnion has the metal shelves that hold the stock. If you have that on your AK, option A, you have to cut that almost completely out to allow the proper movement for this metal bar. If you're not willing to cut it off, then go with the V1, because with the V1, it works with that build. And as you can see, I have it on both of my AKs. The installation part that I'm gonna go through with you is super simple. Anybody who have a little understanding of the firearm will be able to do it. And if you don't be afraid. Take your firearm apart, learn how it works, learn how to put it back together. It's only gonna make you a better man. Things that you need to do, obviously, before doing anything, make sure your gun is clear, there is no bullet in your gun. Take your safety out, take the carrier and all of this stuff out. And basically what you have to do is take this pin. I'm not gonna do it. I'm pretty sure you should be able to know how to do it. Take this pin out, put the trigger that you get inside of the box of Mars in there. You can leave your hammer as is. You don't have to change that. Only if you have to file it. Then take your hammer out, file it just a little bit to make it smooth. When you install the trigger, the biggest thing to pay attention to is your metal bar has a flat surface, and you have the ridge on this side, as you can see. So flat surface to flat surface, in like so. And now the other thing you need to pay attention to is this is how this piece is gonna go in. Spring looking back, and this little ear looking up to your barrel. Now take your safety, simply put your safety through and put this into it like so, and just hang in there. Now I'm gonna position it myself so I can see where the hole is. There we go. Simply find the hole, push it in, and as you can see now, your metal bar can move back and forth freely. If you have something obstructing this movement, it will not work correctly. Now that your installation is completed, check the functionality of your firearm, make sure your safety works, your trigger is operational, and you're good to go. This is very simple, very easy installation, and it doesn't take more than 5 minutes to get it installed. All right, that's about everything that I wanted to show you for the installation part. Throw your carrier in, and now this is when I installed it for the first time. This is where I had the majority of the issue. My carrier would get stuck right here, and it wouldn't go forward. Nothing, I mean, I didn't do anything else, but with the pressure of just my arms, I couldn't push it in. So if you have that situation, do not jam your carrier in. You don't have to do that. What you need to pay attention to is surfaces. For example, this surface, inner surface of your trigger, you can file it off if this is where it's not allowing enough space for your hammer to sit, or the top surface right here that holds your hammer, you can shave that off as well, allowing your carrier to pass through easily. And as I said before, take your time, don't over shave it off, do maybe 4 or 5 passes, throw it back in your gun, see if it's getting better, go at it, you're doing the right thing. If you shave from 10 to 15 passes and it's not getting any better whatsoever, look at any other thing that could be obstructing your movement. So I already shaved it off a little bit, not fully. I'm pretty sure I can do a little more to make it even smoother, but this will work. So your carrier goes forward and it takes this plate with it as well. So as you can see, it's now in spring tension. And when it goes out of spring tension. All right, we got to the range. As you saw, we already installed everything for this V2 to work. Hopefully it fires, and we're gonna test it with a GPN muzzle brake that we actually gonna keep and give it to Richard for providing this AK to us. Again, thank you, Richard. All right, let's hope. Let's see. All right, well, we got a failure to feed. We're gonna help it out a little bit. See if it gets itself straightened out. Nope, another failure to feed. So when we show the carrier being slacking going forward, this may be causing that. So as you can see, the hammer is in the forward position, but it's supposed to be down for that to strike the firing pin. I wonder maybe 3 or 4 bullets will work. Yep, same situation. The hammer is forward and the trigger is dead. So the biggest takeaway that we got from this is it might not always work from the first time, but don't get too discouraged. Go back to your drawing table, file what is preventing your carrier go back in normally. As you can see, without it, it seems to be working fine. But as soon as we put the magazine that adds the pressure from the rounds, it is not working correctly. As I said before, this is a kit, so you have to make it work. You might be lucky and it will work on your AK, but in your other AK, you might have this problem as I do. All right, well, we're gonna try to fix it and show it to you if we can make it work. And if we can, we'll go back to Mars FRT and ask them for help.